Working with veterans, I hear a lot about imposter syndrome. It seems to take center stage in a lot of lives. If you haven't yet experienced it, you probably will at some point, or it's possible you have experienced it before, but you just didn't know what to call it. So let's dig in and learn more about what this issue is and why it plagues the veteran community so often. Now, imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their skills, abilities, and achievements and feels like a fraud, despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary. This can often result in the individual feeling like they don't belong or are not worthy of their successes. Now, research has shown that imposter syndrome is more common in high-achieving individuals, particularly women and individuals from underrepresented groups, although it can affect anyone regardless of gender, race, or background. Several studies have also found that imposter syndrome can have negative effects on an individual's mental health, self-esteem, and career development. Often, imposter syndrome appears like this thought pattern. Why am I even here? I don't belong here. I'm not qualified to be here. What happens when someone finds out I shouldn't be here? Interestingly, the connection between identity and imposter syndrome lies in the way that one's identity can influence the development of imposter syndrome. Individuals who have a weak sense of identity or who have experienced significant identity challenges or changes are more likely to experience imposter syndrome. This is the reason that many veterans, when they shift into a civilian career or begin starting their own job or land on a new campus, find themselves really wondering what they're even doing there. For example, if an individual experiences a significant change like a shift from a military career to a new position at a corporate organization, they may eventually feel like they don't belong or are not qualified for that role. Despite all the evidence of their past successes and their qualifications for and involvement and dedication to the job, it can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt, the most common symptoms of imposter syndrome. Similarly, individuals who are in the process of exploring or developing their identity may also experience imposter syndrome as they navigate new roles, relationships, or environments, like what you're doing right now in this cohort. In both cases, developing a strong sense of identity can help you overcome imposter syndrome. When you recognize and acknowledge your own personal strengths and achievements and seek support from others, you can build confidence and overcome those feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. In addition, building a strong sense of identity can also help individuals develop a sense of belonging and purpose, which can further alleviate feelings of imposter syndrome. However, if you're still plagued by the feelings of not qualifying or not belonging, remember this: everyone at some point in their life will feel the exact same way. Some of the best and brightest minds in our history have discussed their challenges with feeling like an outsider or imposter. You aren't the first or the last or the only. Recognize imposter syndrome for what it is: fear. It's fear of not belonging. It's fear of what you don't know or being called out for trying to be something that you're not. But it's also an irrational fear, something that we create in our mind that holds us back. It's the epitome of head trash. And if you can identify it as such, you stand a much better chance of being able to quickly put it to the side and move forward in the way that you're meant to.